Among all active NFL quarterbacks, only 6 have won the Super Bowl as a starting quarterback. Over time, all of that's going to change, though.
They're going to get a Super Bowl out of me. Believe that. Believe that.
How about we dive into our wild predictions of how many Super Bowl rings every active starting quarterback will retire with heading into 2025. Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray, 0. Murray has been in the NFL for 6 seasons now, and the results have been very underwhelming to say the least. Despite having plenty of all-world offensive talent around him, Murray has only taken Arizona to the postseason once, and that was a blowout loss to the Los Angeles Rams in the 2021 wildcard round. Atlanta Falcons, Michael Penix Jr., 0. Predicting the next 2 decades in football is risky business, but we'll have to see more from Penix and the rebuilt Falcons before we can chalk him down as a future Super Bowl champion. Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson, 1. We'd love to put Jackson down for more rings, but 2 things kind of concern us. 1, the amount of other superstar quarterbacks in the AFC, and 2, longevity with his style of play. Jackson probably won't play well into his late 30s, but he is bound to win a Super Bowl before he calls it quits. Having suffered all those gut-wrenching playoff defeats, it just feels like a matter of time until the Ravens break through. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, 2. Similar to Jackson, Allen has had the hardship of playing in a conference loaded with elite quarterbacks. If not for Patrick Mahomes' Chiefs, well, Allen would likely have multiple rings by now. But eventually, the bounces will have to go Buffalo's way in January. Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young, 0. If Panthers fans can see a championship in the forecast with David Tepper as their owner, we'd love to hear from you. Even if Carolina had Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, or Patrick Mahomes behind center, we still wouldn't wager on them winning a Super Bowl. Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams, 1. Yeah, settle down, Bears fans. It's not all doom and gloom forever. Dare we say, the Bears are building up something promising here with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson leading the way. Chicago might need a couple of years to close the gap with the 3 NFC North bullies, but having an elite quarterback and young star-studded core leads us to conclude that Williams will eventually bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Windy City. Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, 1. If Burrow and the Bengals were in the NFC, we'd have him winning multiple. But Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, CJ Stroud, Justin Herbert, it's all aren't going anywhere. The Bengals' inability to give Burrow a good defense or a half-decent offensive line also has us skeptical that they'll build a long-term winner. But Burrow and Jamar Chase nearly led the Bengals to the Lombardi Trophy in 2021 despite a tremendously flawed roster. Why can't they put the Superman capes on and finish the job once and for all? Emphasis on once, though, because that is all the Bengals will taste. Cleveland Browns, Joe Flacco, 1. Flacco won his first and only Super Bowl in his 5th season with the Baltimore Ravens back in 2012. And, well, he has not even come close to a second ring since. And there is practically a 0% chance of the 40-year-old winning another as the Browns' starting QB. Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, 0. The only way Prescott wins a Super Bowl in Dallas is if Jerry Jones sells the team, or gives up the GM duties. And, well, neither of those are happening. Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, 1. We know the Broncos play in a tricky AFC West, but they have a championship caliber foundation here. A young star QB on a rookie deal, a lights-out defense, and a Hall of Fame coach in Sean Payton. Not saying that the Broncos will win it all within the next 2 years or so, but hey, their championship window is wide open here. Detroit Lions, Jared Goff, 1. Goff is still relatively young for a quarterback at 31, and he plays with the league's best set of offensive weapons, behind an elite offensive line, with a borderline top 10 head coach in Dan Campbell. Look, if Goff were a few years younger, we'd put him down for multiple rings. But, well, there's only so much championship champagne to taste. Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love, 1. Love is just one of several big-name stars on Green Bay in the early stages of their prime. And as we saw with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, it's an unofficial mandatory rule for a Packers QB to win a Super Bowl early in his career. Houston Texans, CJ Stroud, 1. Stroud began his career with consecutive AFC South Division crowns and Elite 8 appearances. We don't see him retiring ringless. If it doesn't happen in Houston, then it'll happen elsewhere down the line. Indianapolis Colts, Daniel Jones, 0. I mean, come on. Jones winning a Super Bowl on a team that has a new starting quarterback every single year? Ha! That's rich. Jones is only winning a Super Bowl if he holds a clipboard for a championship team down the road. Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, 0. Now, we suppose that T-Law could win a Super Bowl with another team, but the forecasting here is based on the Jaguars. And this dysfunctional organization, led by owner Shad Khan, has done nothing to show that they can build a sustainable championship contender. Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 5. Like Tom Brady, Mahomes captured 3 rings before his 30th birthday. We wouldn't be shocked if he won more than 5, but honestly, this feels like a safe number. Las Vegas Raiders, Geno Smith, 0. Smith is entering his age 35 season and playing on a rebuilding Raiders team in the same division as the Broncos, Chargers, and Chiefs. Yeah, a Super Bowl championship is not coming Smith's way. Los Angeles Chargers, Justin Herbert, 0. The Chargers have continued to, charger under Justin Herbert. 0 playoff wins despite all these star-studded teams. Herbert is poised to suffer a similar fate of Charger greats like Phillip Rivers and Dan Fouts. That is, great regular season success, but no rings. Los Angeles Rams, Matthew Stafford, 1. Stafford got his 1 ring with the Rams in 2021. If he were younger, then we'd feel good about his chances of winning a second. But the 37-year-old is getting close to retirement, and his injury history leaves us skeptical that he'll get the job done one last time before hanging up the cleats. Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, 0. Tagovailoa's inability to stay healthy is our main worry here. He had 3 diagnosed concussions over 3 seasons from 2022 to 2024, and we fear that one more serious injury will force him to retire. Minnesota Vikings, J.J. McCarthy, 0. If McCarthy proves to be the real deal in 2025, then we'll change our minds on this. One thing already working against them is that he is the 4th best quarterback in his own division. New England Patriots, Drake May, 0. We love what the Patriots did this offseason, but it is far too soon and risky to put May down as a Super Bowl champion. And again, the Josh Allen Bills roadblock doesn't really help matters here. Maybe our minds will change after a year, but the early peering into the crystal ball says it'll be a long time until the Patriots see another Super Bowl. New Orleans Saints, Spencer Rattler, 0. It doesn't matter who starts between Rattler and rookie Tyler Shuck, the Saints will be a bottom 3 team in 2025. They're tanking for a top quarterback prospect in 2026. Got that? Good. Moving on. New York Giants, Russell Wilson, 1. Honestly, we'd be surprised if Wilson lasts the entire 2025 season as the Giants' starting quarterback. Wilson got his first ring as a sophomore with the Seattle Seahawks in 2013. If he were ring chasing at this phase of his career, he would not have signed with the Giants. New York Jets, Justin Fields, 0. Fields showed a few flashes with the Bears and Steelers, but nothing tells us that he's suddenly going to put it all together and become a star with the Jets. I mean, seriously, the freaking Jets? An NFL laughingstock? The ultimate QB graveyard? Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts, 2. Hurts is one non-tacky James Bradbury holding call away from being a multi-time Super Bowl champion before his 27th birthday. Eagles GM Howie Roseman has built 2 Super Bowl winning clubs with a pair of different QBs and coaches. With guys like Saquon Barkley, Jalen Carter, and Quinion Mitchell in their primes, we have no reason to think that the Eagles won't win at least one more ring in the Hurts era. Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, 1. Rodgers has indicated that the 2025 season will be his last. So, unless he wins it all with the Steelers this year, and the odds are really stacked against them, the 4-time MVP is going to retire with only 1 Super Bowl. A travesty, we know. San Francisco 49ers, Brock Purdy, 1. I mean, Kyle Shanahan's squad has to break through eventually, right? The 49ers keep knocking at the door and have a great mix of young and veteran talent. Surely, it is just a matter of time until Mr. Irrelevant becomes Mr. Super Bowl champion. Seattle Seahawks, Sam Darnold, 0. Pardon us for being skeptical that Sam Darnold will be a Super Bowl winning QB when he's had 1 good season in his 7-year career. Next! Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, 0. The core of Mayfield, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Levante David, and Vita Vea aren't getting any younger. And the Bucs are merely the best team in a terrible NFC South division, not legitimate Super Bowl contenders. Tennessee Titans, Cam Ward, 0. Even if Ward lives up to expectations, the Titans will just find a way to waste his prime as they always do with their top players. Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels, 1. If Daniels can get the Commanders to the NFC Championship game game in his rookie season, oh baby, imagine what he can do the rest of the way. The Commanders have built a fun-loving and confident culture in the post-Dan Snyder era. Daniels is a big game player. The NFC is loaded with championship contenders, but the kid is so going to bring the long-awaited 4th Lombardi Trophy banner to DC one day. But hey, which active starting quarterback do you think will win the most Super Bowl rings? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.